one of the things we have to learn is that apparently the country can't afford the things that it could afford 60, 70 years ago. We need austerity, so the money must have gone somewhere. And apparently where the money has gone, the people who have taken it have been the poor. These have been the people who've taken it. It's the poor who have taken them. They used to be able to afford libraries, we used to be able to afford fire stations, we can't anymore. And apparently it's the poor, we can't take it off the rich. They can't afford it, they've not got two halfpennies to rub together, the rich. This is mainstream economics now, is that the poor are richer than the rich. That's the first thing we have to learn. The next thing we have to learn is who to blame it on. Who we have to blame it on are people like the immigrants. In the current climate, we can't afford to have the immigrants because this is mainstream ideology now, is that, I'll tell you who immigrants are. Immigrants are these people, they flee from some village in Africa and then they walk across to Spain and they climb in a barrel and go in a float across to Spain and go across Europe on the back of a truck in a crate of pigs, and then they climb on top of a hovercraft and come over here, and then we're supposed to look after these people who aren't prepared to make an effort. That is what passes for mainstream politics. And then you get people, a government spokesperson I heard, who was talking about pensions, because we used to be able to afford these things. 60, 70 years ago, there was an idea that you would be looked after, not because things were free, but because we paid for things collectively. So you went to school or maybe university, and then you maybe was able to get a council house, and then you were looked after in your old age. All of those things now we can't afford. Now you're constantly going to be in debt through university fees, buying a ridiculously priced house or saving up for your pension. All of those things we can't afford. And the idea, I heard a spokesman talking about it, saying we just have to be prepared to put more money aside during the years that we're working, as if most people have got all this extra money, as if at the end of every month people are thinking, I was wondering where to put that money. Thank you, government, now I can put it into an ISA account. I've been not able to walk around the house because the house is full of money. This is the Ian Duncan Smith world. And the last thing, I'll just say, very little time, the last thing that they teach you, and this is the most important thing that comes down from the top of society, if you want to change anything, you can't do it by being too extreme, you can't do it by demonstrating and wave placards, you can only do it by being moderate and winning over the middle ground, because the British people will not support a lost cause, even though over the last week many, many people have come together to support the lost cause of the England football team. Nonetheless, this is how you change things. It's when people fight in massive numbers, that is when you change the things that go on in there, more than sucking up to them in the way that the Labour leader has been doing.